Hi, it's Rhonda here again from Funki Freaks. Today I am going to give you the details for making a hippo. I've had the very short sort of 30-second advert on the YouTube page, and I've had so many hits to it. I thought it was about time we put the pattern on the video as well. So this one here I've done, the colours are a little bit different to the ones that I've got in my pattern, which I'll put a link for down below. But I really love the colours in this, and she's really cute. I'll take you through each stage. There's little sort of felt noses you can put on as well that are in the pattern. Sort of some extra details, accessories, swimming hoops and flowers and headbands and all sorts. But with this one I've made a little dress. Really cute. It's not a dress you can take off, it's actually sewn into the body with this one. A little flower for the hair and a flower for the dress. And I will add a video for this little dress as well later on. It might take me a week or two. But this is the basics of it. This is what we're going to look at today, just the body and the head. This is the colour palette as well, really pretty colour palette that I thought I would use. That's the inspiration. We're going to look at eyes and ears for the head. And the eyes, though, you can have safety eyes or you can have the yarn eyes. Then we're going to look at the body in a second part. So it will be in two parts, this video. And of course a tail at the end as well. Stick a little tail on the body. Okay, so you'll have the basics, but there will be links for patterns for the accessories. This is the yarn I've used. It's a Merino double knit yarn. And it's a 100-gram ball that I've used here, but I only used a very small amount. Recommends a 3.25 to 4mm hooks or needles. I've used a 3mm hook for this. That's the colour or the shade lot, and there's your QR code if you're wanting to quickly zap that and get a quick order in. So that's the yarn I'm going to be using. This is the end product, the really cute hippo that we're going to be making together. And the video, as I say, will be in two parts. So the first part, this is part one of the video, we'll be concentrating just on the head. Okay? And once you've done that, we can then look at part two, and then I'll show you how to construct the hippo and make your final project. Okay, so that's the hook I'm using. It's 3mm hook, as I mentioned. It's an ergonomic hook, just makes it a bit easier on my hands. Pair of scissors and a darning needle, thick enough obviously to take the yarn. Now there might be some little extras that you want. As I said before, I'm going to be putting in some safety eyes today, but I'll also show you how to do some yarn eyes. So these are very straightforward safety eyes. I've made a little flower. I might put a bead on it or do something else. I'm not 100% sure. So these are little things you can add on to afterwards. You might choose to put some ribbon on. So using the colour palette here, I found a really pretty organza ribbon. So I may or may not use that. I'll keep it aside and see what I think. Okay, so we're going to make a slip knot to start. And that's how I'd normally do it, but I'll just show you another method that I've seen recently. Just taking your yarn and wrapping it over your index finger like so, and then crossing it over, and using the loose tail piece, wrap that over your index finger, just hold it down there, and then bring that first loop over the top of the second loop on your finger. And there's your slip knot. Just pop that on your hook. Now, instead of a magic ring, I have used magic rings throughout this video, but I want to show you an alternative, and it does work. So 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to make a little loop by slip stitching in the very first of the chains that you've made with a slip stitch, like so, and you're left with a very small hole. And you're going to work into that center of that hole there, and we want 8 single crochet. You need to work over this tail yarn, so don't forget to do that, otherwise this technique won't work. So that's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, making sure to work over that yarn, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just double check that I've got the right number of stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so that's the one I'll start in when I start my next round. Okay, so we're going to increase in each of these, so we'll have 16 in the end. So that's the first one into the first stitch, and then another one into the same space. So that's 2. Then again 2 in here. That's 3 and 4. 5 and 6 into the same stitch. 7 and 8. 9 and 10. 11 and 12. 13. 14. 15 and 16. There we go. That's 2 rounds made. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 16. Yep, 16 stitches. That's the back. Quite a different texture. I'm going to pull that piece of yarn. There we go. You can sew it onto the back there straight away if you want, but sometimes I leave it. I use it as stuffing. Adds to the stuffing. But if it gets in the way, you can sew it in if you want to. Okay, so next round we're going to increase again. And this is going to give your work a bit of a wavy look, so don't panic. So 1, 2 stitches into the first stitch. 1, 2 stitches into the next stitch. 1, 2. So that's 6, 7, 8. So increasing in each stitch around. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we'll complete that all the way around. Okay, until you have 32 stitches, and I'll meet you back when you've done that. Okay, so I'm just finishing up my last increase, so just the last stitch here in that last increase, and there's the waviness that I was talking about. But that will create the shape for the snout, so don't panic about that. So now all we do is continue with our single crochets all the way around. So that's 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so 4 more rounds. That's 128 stitches. Sometimes I find it's I lose count when I count rounds, so it's easier if I count the number of stitches in total. So it's 128 stitches that we want all the way around. So once you've done that, I will meet you back. You'll notice it sort of starts to form a bit of a bowl shape, and that will be the first part of the nose. Okay, so that's the 128 stitches made. Just push that bowl shape back around so that it's facing the right way. And with the next round now, we're going to be doing a series of single crochet stitches and skip stitches. So we want 7 single crochets to start with. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to skip a stitch. So this one here, we won't work into that one, and then we want another 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to skip another stitch and work another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then skip another stitch here and work into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip that stitch, work into the next one for a single crochet. There we go, and that just finishes off the last skip stitch there. So you finish with a skip and then a single crochet, and tuck all that in there out the way so it's not getting in the way when I crochet. So that's sort of forming that little bowl shape that I was mentioning earlier. So for the next round we're going to do some more single crochet and skipping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the next. So skip that one and do another single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 this time, 6 single crochet, and then a skip stitch. So skip that one and another 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip another stitch, skip that one there, and another 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last skip, and then put a single crochet in. So skip that one and put a single crochet in here. You should have 24 stitches at this point. So count those, it'll be 24 all the way around. So then we single crochet 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then skip a stitch and work 5 single crochets. So skip that one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and skip a stitch, skip that one, and work into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then skip a stitch, work into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we want to skip a stitch and put the last single crochet in. So skip that one and put a single crochet in here. And you should have a total of 20 stitches all the way around. Okay. So we're going to single crochet the next round, and so you'll want to single crochet 20. So all of these stitches will be single crochet stitches. So you want 20 in this round. This is round 11. And once you've done that, I will meet you back and we'll look at rounds 12, 13, 14 and 15 where the eyes go. So we'll start looking at increases in the next rounds. So I'll leave you to that. 20 single crochet. I'll meet you back when you're done. Okay, so let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rounds. So the next round is round 12. We're going to be increasing slightly differently. So normally we'd put 2 stitches in an increase. We want 3. So in this stitch here, we want to put 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it just bulks that stitch out just a little bit. So add your 3 single crochet in there, and then we're going to put 4 single crochet in next in each stitch along. So 1 stitch in each along. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to repeat that 3 more times. So we want 3 single crochet increase in 1, and then 4 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 3 single crochet increase. 1, 2, and 3 stitches in the same space, and then 4 single crochet, 1 in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 single crochet increase. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 single crochet. And you should have a total of 28 stitches after this round. Okay, we're going to increase round again. So this time, so in this round, we're going to have a few more increases around here. So we're going to start with a single crochet, excuse me, a single crochet first in the first stitch, and then just a standard increase in the next stitch. So two single crochets in this space here, and again, and then 6 single crochet. 1, oops, bit of fluff there, let me just take that out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we want another standard normal increase, so 2 stitches in here. 1, 2, and then 19 single crochet to finish the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So just continue until you finish that. You should have a total of 30 stitches. Okay. Now round 14, this will be round 14. We're going to start with 2 single crochet. And then as before, we want a 3 single crochet increase in the next stitch. So 3 in here. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to skip the next stitch and then work 4 single crochet. So I'm going to skip this one here, and then in here we'll work a single crochet. So we want 4 single crochet along. 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to skip this stitch here and work an increase. 1, 2, 3. 3 stitches in the same space. Then we're working 2 single crochet after that. 1, 2. Then we're going to skip another stitch and work 16 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just grab some extra yarn here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then we're going to skip one more stitch here, so skip that one and then work a single crochet into the last stitch, and you should have a total of 30 stitches all the way around here. It's creating quite a good little shape there for the snout. So it comes out, then goes in, then comes out again. Okay, you can see the placement for the eyes there too. This is where I would put in some safety eyes around about rounds maybe 14 into 15. Your next round is going to be single crochet, but maybe 14 where those 3, either here or there, where those 3 single crochet increase spaces are. It can be quite tight, so I have to screw these in. They won't just push in. They're quite good, these ones. You can get lots of different types, but I'm using this one here, and then I'll stick it back on as well. So you sort of play around with the placement. You can do it at this round here if you would like, or maybe even in round, I don't know, 13 perhaps as well. It's up to you. But I found putting it into the 3 single crochet increase space was made a bit more sense. It sort of looked like it should be in there. So just screwing that in. Oh gosh, this one's a bit stubborn. There we go. just push that in the rest of the way. There we are. So just checking the placement of that, making sure that you're happy with that. And then you could put the backing on as well. I'll show you how to make some yarn eyes as an option as well, so we'll have a look at that too. Okay, so just having a look at your options for the eyes. Obviously this is a finished project, so this has the safety eyes, and this one here has yarn eyes. So I'll show you how to do that as an option if you don't have any safety eyes on hand. I've cut some black yarn here. It's about 40 centimeters long. I've doubled it over, and then I'm going to put some knots in it, a little bit like a fisherman's knot. So we're going to wrap this around and knot it around 4 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just pull that carefully, gently, and try to sort of squidge that knot up a little bit there so it's sort of more of a rounded shape. Excuse me. And you would do 2 of these, obviously, and then thread one of the ends through your needle. Excuse me. So just threading that through, and then you're going to sew that into the position that you want on your head. So just grabbing, I've just grabbed another one here that I've been working on. So I've done one eye on that side. So again, in that 3 increase space there where I would normally put a safety eye, that's where I'm going to put this one. So from the front of the work in through to the back, and then just pull your yarn off your needle, and then thread the other piece of yarn through and do the same, but you don't want to put it through in the same space. You want to try and pick up a different piece of yarn when you're sewing that through, just so that the eye doesn't pull through. So just working on trying to find another space for it. Just pick up a little bit of that blue yarn there that I've got and push that through. That just prevents the eye from popping through. If your stitches are firm, it's not going to do that really, but just in case. And then come through from the back to the front, again picking up a bit of the coloured yarn, pull through, and then the idea is to pick up a little bit of the black, a tiny bit there of the black, and then push back through. And that's to help anchor the eye in place so it doesn't wobble about, and also you can create a bit more shape and a bit more definition. So coming back through again, I'm going to pick up another piece of black and push through, just a little piece on the edge of the eye there. There we go. And you can do that as many times as you need to try and get the right sort of shape that you want, and maybe the size. It might be that you need to try and match the size of the other eye, and doing this gradually you can sort of double check and see if they match up okay. So I've done that a few times now. That's anchored in really firmly too, it's not going to budge. I might need to do it a few more times because that other eye is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to bulk up this side a little bit, I think. So again, coming back through, catching a bit of the colour yarn. It's going to get a little bit trickier as this gets a bit thicker as well, so just be patient. And then I'll just come around this side, I think, on this part of the eye. Pick up a bit of the black, push back through. How's that looking? Is it about right? Maybe once or twice more. Come around the bottom this time, I think. Then back through. This is a really easy way. It's very simple, and it looks a little bit like, other than the fact that it's not shiny, obviously, it looks a little bit like your safety eyes. And maybe around the top here as well. So you want to keep doing that until you're happy that you've got the right sort of size and the right sort of shape. Got a little bit of a loose piece of black there, so I might just pick that up and sew that down. gently. Here we go. Just deciding whether I need any more. Just seal that off, I think. Just put one stitch in there just to stop it from popping back. It looks like it wants to pop back a little bit. Okay, then you can take your needle off and just put a knot. I put a loose knot in first because I don't want to pull that eye through, and then the last two I make it a little tighter, and then I can just once I've tightened that up, just check that that's really firm, and then just snip that off. So that's a nice easy way to look at doing the yarns, and they're quite safe too doing it this way. As long as you're working back through, picking up the colour yarn, picking up the black yarn, they're not going to wobble around. That's quite firm there. That's not wobbling around at all. Because remember, if this is going to be for a child, you don't want them coming out. Okay, so getting back to it, this round here is going to be a single crochet round. So you want 30 single crochet all the way around. So this is why I think it's important to try and get your safety eyes in, because from this point on we're going to be trying to shape the back of the head, and it's going to be much harder, I think, to get those in successfully. So single crochet all the way around, and I'll meet you back when you're done. Okay, so around 16 now, we do a little bit more shaping above the eye. So we're going to single crochet in here. And then we want an increase, single crochet increase into the next stitch just above the eye here. And it's important that you check that you've reached this point just above the eye. If you haven't, just single crochet across once or twice. So there's your increase in this space here. Then we want another single crochet just over the other side of the eye. And then we want to decrease in the middle of the forehead. So we're going to do 2 decreases. So in here there's 1 decrease, and then you want a second decrease here, and then we want single crochet, increase, and then single crochet 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you should have a total of 30 stitches after this round. Okay. And then your next round will be just a set of single crochet stitches all the way around here. So you're going to want 30 single crochet in this next round. So I'll start, and I'll meet you back when you've done your 30 single crochet. Okay, so we're at round 18 now, and like the last round, we want to make sure we're starting in the right place. It should be just sort of on the right hand side of your eye. We're going to put a decrease in at the forehead, a single, and then another decrease here. So you might need to sort of just count back your stitches to make sure you're in the right space. So it's going to start with 2 single crochet. So you've got 2 single crochet in here, and then your decreases, as long as they fall into the center here, then you're okay. Sometimes, depending on your tension and the yarn you've used or the hook, it might be a little bit off. Adding a couple in is not going to hurt. So start with 2 single crochet there. Then you want a decrease. Then you want a single crochet. And then you want another decrease. So those should be right in the middle of the forehead. And then you're going to single crochet 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around, 22 stitches to finish off. Okay, so that's the end of round 18. You should have 28 stitches. I'm going to look at trying to put some stuffing in now, because you're going to close up that head and it's going to be harder to pop the stuffing right into the end there where the snout is. So get that filled. Be generous, because you want to be able to, I think sometimes with the stuffing you can overstuff, but as long as you're stuffing fairly firmly, you can try and maintain the shape and sort of work it with your fingers a little bit as well, sort of push the shape into what you want. Sometimes I like it a little bit flatter on the end. I squeeze it around, make sure that that sort of snout stays the same sort of shape. Try not to overstuff where it decreases near the eyes, but I won't put too much in here because I don't want it to get in the way when I'm doing the next round. So round 19 here will just be single crochet, so I'm just going to push that down so that it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so 28 stitches we have, so your round 19 will be single crochet all the way around. Okay, push that in a little bit more, otherwise when you're crocheting it'll come through onto the front. Okay, so single crochet all the way around for 28 stitches, and I'll meet you back when you've done that round. Okay, so we're ready for round 20 now, so we want to do 2 decreases. Here's your first decrease, and then your second decrease. Then we want a single crochet in the middle of the forehead here. Then we want 6 decreases. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you want 3 single crochet at the base of the head here. 1, 2, 3. And then you want another 4 decreases. 1, 2, 3, and 4, your last one. So you should have a total of 16 stitches. So this is going to start getting a lot tighter to work now. So row 21, we want to single crochet and skip all the way around. You might want to put some more stuffing in here if you like. Okay, so having stuffed a little bit more, we're going to continue decreasing. We're going to single crochet, skip, single crochet, skip all the way around. So in the excuse me, in this first stitch we will single crochet, then skip and single crochet all the way around. Okay, so single crochet in here and skip this one and single crochet into the next. Skip this one, single crochet into the next. Whoops. and do that all the way around till you have 8 stitches. So it will get a little bit tighter, a bit more fiddly as you go. I'm trying to put my finger in here to try and keep the polyfill down so it doesn't get caught. I'm tightening up here a little bit. I'm pulling on my yarn a little bit, creating a bit of tension, but not too much. I don't want to pull in any of the stitches. I want them to try and lay as flat as possible. So skip this one, single crochet into the next. And so you do that until you have 8 stitches left, but your last round really is the same again. It's just single crochet, skip, single crochet all the way around until you can't really comfortably do it any further. At this point here, it's probably getting quite close now, so I'll finish up with a single crochet and then I'll pull my yarn through, I think, and then just sew the rest off. So I'll just snip enough yarn here so that I've got plenty to sew. I always do a bit extra because when I sew the pieces together, you just never know, you might need some additional yarn. So this extra yarn here will be used when I sew the head to the body. So I will thread this through my darning needle. And some people weave in and out when they close up the hole. I like to actually pick up the tops of the stitches, just a little bit of the yarn. Again, trying to minimize the bulk at the back of the head there. But it's up to you how you sew that closed. So just picking up the yarn across 2 stitches here. There's a little bit of yarn on the front loops if you like. So you can see that's almost closed. You only really need to do that 2 or 3 times. And then you would weave your yarn through to secure it so it doesn't open up. You can do that wherever you like, really. But I'm going to push the yarn down into sort of the neck area, just in case I do need this for a bit later. So I'll leave that in here. I may or may not need it. If not, I'll cut it off, but for the time being I'll just leave that. So that's the head done, so you can squish it about, and there we go. So that's what it would look like there. This is the second part. We're going to be doing the body in the second part of the video, but there's your nose done, and the top of the head, your eyes placed. Give it a good squeeze around to get the right shape. We'll put the ears on the top next, and they're very, very easy to do. So let's have a quick look at that. So I'm going to grab my yarn and my hook, and this time I'll do just a standard magic ring, I think, with this one. You can use your 4-chain loop if you want to, but I shall do a magic ring. Just taking this slowly, just in case you need some more practice with it. I obviously do. There we go, pull that thread out, try again. Okay, so there's your magic loop or magic ring, and you're going to work 6 single crochet into the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then pull your tail yarn to close up the hole, snip off enough to sew it onto the top of the head. There we go. And take that out. I like to put a bit of a knot in those two pieces of yarn before I sew it on, just to secure it a little bit more. So you'll need 2 of those, and grab a couple of pins if you want to sort of think about your placement, but normally just above the eye is quite good, toward the back of the head, like so, round about there, like that. We'll make another one. So again, magic ring, or you can do a 4 chain loop, it's up to you. And 6 single crochet into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, pull on that yarn tail, close up the hole, snip a piece of yarn off for sewing onto the head. There you go, that's that one done. And then I'll look at where I want that one positioned. There we go. And to finish up the last part of the video, I'll sew these on just to show you what I do. There we go. Oh, he's looking really cute. So you can play around with the placement of those until you feel like you have it. So I'll just put a little bit of a knot in here. I just once, I won't do a double knot, just a single knot. Just tighten that up a little bit, and then I'll sew those on, like so. Here we go. If you want the ears a little bit bigger, you can maybe do sort of 7 or 8 single crochet, but I think 6 single crochet works quite well in relation to the shape of their heads. Hippos don't have very large ears, so here we go. So I'll look at sewing these on. What I do basically is I pull the yarn through to the back of the head when I'm sewing these on, and then I secure the yarn toward the back of the head. I just wanted to show you that. So I don't have any bulk near the ears. I actually pull the yarn down to the base of the head, so is to keep any bulk away from the top of the head where the ears are, and then I'll just snip off any remaining yarn. There we go, all done. That's the end of part 1 with our crochet along hippo. So this is the view of the head and the body together. So we'll be looking at the body in the second part of the video. So stick with me. I'll put the link in the bottom for the second part of the video as well. And I really hope you've enjoyed watching this first part. It's a really great project for beginners to show you how the increasing and decreasing works when you're adding shape to something. So I really like that this pattern is, well, amigurumi is lovely and easy for beginners because it's just single crochet stitches, but you get a chance to practice your decreases and your increases and practice a little bit of sewing as well. There's not a lot of sewing really, but you know, you can keep your sewing straightforward, and really good practice on making eyes as well. This is very basic eye to work with. So I look forward to seeing you in part 2 of the video, and thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to you joining again. Thank you.